killed a fish, burned his beanbag, and still has a hairy ass 10 years later.
How are snipers? It's your old mates Jay and Dunc here. Duncan Hyde, Jay Reeve, your not for radio host. And we've got a good episode lined up today. Just a little bit of housekeeping. Still some of our Collab sunglasses available. If you would like those, they are available. Click on the show notes. There's a link where you can jump straight through there. $199. We're sending them worldwide. Also, as well, if you haven't subscribed to become a Sniper Elite member to unlock all the extra episodes, over a couple of hundred. And obviously get more extra episodes a week as well. 2 extra episodes. Price of less than a beer a month is the price on that bad boy. If you want, it's the best way to support us.
It's very, 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 very much appreciated. On the pod today, possibly one of the greatest pieces of correspondence that we've had.
Yes, I know which one you're talking about.
Involving a sex worker that works in a strip club as well, and what the shenanigans that she got up to with a fellow sniper.
Someone that had a grenade go off in their face, which is obviously a spicy one, but we'll get to that. The last video on the internet we regret watching, Jay's is super hectic.
It's fucked.
Yeah, and that was a long time ago.
It's a day wrecker, 100% a day wrecker. How stag doos can go absolutely fucking pear-shaped in the shortest amount of time, and how much a TV costs after you put 2 high heels through it.
Also as well, Sniper Elite members, we've got some prizes. Liam Caldwell, Scotty Warner, and Joel Priestwood. Congratulations, we're going to get some team kit out to you guys, and that's just for being Sniper Elite. It's part of the one of the perks there. As always, if you want to get in contact with us, you can click it once again in the show notes. Basically, everything you need to know, any links or stuff like that, will be in the show notes, which is the description of this episode. Enjoy the podcast.
Pull up your socks, grab your cocks. Time for Not For Radio, boys.
Not for radio.
Okay, I've been looking forward to this all day.
Yes.
Are you ready?
I'm really ready.
Credit where credit is due. This is from Michaela Estrada from TikTok. And she's posted up saying, give me your most unhinged mum hacks. I'm not talking about letting them run around naked and unashamed in the backyard. I need the craziest hacks of the 21st century.
Are these positive hacks, or are they...
Fuck no, let's go. Some of them are. This from Becca. I straight up told my 3-year-old Blippy is dead.
Can't watch him anymore. He's gone.
This from H. Ash. I told my toddler his ears turn red when he lies. So now when he's lying, he covers his ears. This is from Jade, a mum of 3. I told my kids if they go to school all week, they can have the weekend off.
Perfect. My wife, the only way that she used to get pocket money was letting her parents sleep on the weekend after they'd party.
Oh, jeez, that's good.
And if they woke them up, fucking money was gone.
Sasha, my mum hid all of my dolls and stuffed animals and said they ran away because my room was dirty. Then she sent a postcard from another kid's clean room, and I cleaned it, and they returned. This from Vero per day Vero. Whenever it's bedtime and they are still stuck to Netflix or something similar, I change the language to Greek or Polish and tell them they don't understand because they are too tired and it's bedtime. This from...
Great.
This from Courtney. My daughter hates dinner time but loves lunch, so most nights we have a second lunch. Well done, Mum. This from Joss. When it's screen time, I give them their iPads at 5 or 4%. Times out perfectly, and they know it needs sleep, so no tantrums. From Janae Owen. Speed bumps and oil spots in parking lots and kids that got run over because they didn't hold their parents' hands.
It's better than the sticker on the side of the car.
Here's a parenting hack for 2025 from Colby. Colby Cat Reisner. You can teach your kids to read just by always using subtitles. That's from Cass. We play Cinderella, they clean, and I yell in a funny voice, and they love it, and my house gets cleaned. We also play Sleeping Beauty. They have to go lay down with their eyes closed for 10 minutes, and 99% of the time they fall asleep. This from Gooseberry. I put myself in timeout. Sorry, Mummy was not kind and got loud, so she needs a 5-minute timeout. Don't talk to me because I need to find my calm. That's from Meg. We used to go in the bedroom and watch the security camera footage to see who was lying. We were lying. We didn't have cameras, but they always confessed. Then this one from Cal. Our dog got really sick, and I told you're going to hell. Our dog got really sick, and I told my son it made her sick to look at his messy room. It's now picked up and cleaned every night, and he shows our dog to make sure she knows his room is clean. No more sick dogs. Clean room.
I don't reckon it's that. I don't reckon any of those are that bad. I used to tell the boys that there's a squirrel for whatever reason in the garage, and they were fucking petrified of this thing. We don't have squirrels in New Zealand.
I remember
We
this.
don't have, and so if they were being noisy, they were going to sleep in the garage with the squirrel. And I don't know what's going to happen in there with the squirrel. We've never really spoken, so it could be really angry, it could be big, could be fucking ferocious. Anyway, so if they would be fucking around when they went to bed, and bear in mind that my kids have only ever slept in the same room their entire life.
When are they going to get their
11
own
years.
bedrooms? This is so weird,
When
eh?
we get a house big enough where they can.
Is your house only 2 bedroom?
Nah, it's 3, but we keep one spare in case someone turns up.
Oh, yeah.
Slash, it's always covered in shit that Anna's got.
Yeah.
Anywho, by the by, I'd pluck one out of bed if they were still talking after they go to bed, and I'd be like, that's it, you're in the garage with the squirrel, and it was like a sliding door, and the other twin would fucking lose it. The one that was getting carried downstairs would be losing it, but the one that wasn't being carried downstairs was like, don't do that to my brother, don't put him in with the squirrel. And I'd be like, nah. We get halfway down the stairs, are you going to be quiet? And they're like, yep. And I was like, you've told me that before. Fucking keep walking. No. Jam them in there, slide the door shut, and they would just be going fucking NATO on the other side of it. Slide it open and be like, are you going to go to sleep now? And they remember it now as 11-year-olds. That, my friends, is called trauma.
I couldn't do that to my kids because they'd just turn around and go, do it. And then you're like, yeah, you got me.
That's where you need to ramp things up. You just go, you're sleeping outside.
Yeah, that'd be like cool.
Yeah.
I've wanted to do it for ages.
But you put them, when you see like a rural goat that's got one of those little triangle houses and then a fucking collar around their neck and it's staked to the triangle house, that's what you need to be running.
Go and get them to make their own bed out of leaves.
Yep, here it is.
I missed one. This one's quite funny. I told my first that he could have candy, like M&Ms, whenever the baby used the potty. He basically potty trained my second born because every 5 or 10 minutes he'd ask her if she needed to go to the potty. That is a motherfucking life hack. Wow.
That is impressive. That's like some of those are, valid. What are the skill sets that you get from that? Obviously.
That fucking speed bumps and oil spots and parking lots of kids that got hit by other cars because they wouldn't hold their mum's hand is ruthless.
That is ruthless. But how was it as a parent? And we'll all be guilty. If you've got kids, you understand this. You go, if you fucking lie to me and I find out there is 0 chance that fucking Santa Claus is coming, the Tooth Fairy's going to fucking leave you alone, and the Easter Bunny's going to stay fucking miles away from you. So no lying in this house. Like, it's the greatest contradiction.
Well, yeah, you're right, actually. But yeah, Frank just has pulled them all to pieces. Like, he's too fucking smart for them. and this morning, Muzz is like, so is the Easter Bunny actually real? And I snap my head round and look at Frank, who's 7, and just give him the dirtiest look, and he just puts his hands up and goes, yep. Because he knew he went straight away. He would have been like, how many times have you seen a rabbit poo out an egg?
Well, the other thing is, too, that we always level with our kids, and they're massive capitalists like us, so they'll fucking keep the ruse up as long as needs to be kept up. Do you think that they would turn up if you didn't believe in them? Because if you don't believe in them, then they don't exist. Therefore, they can't do the things that they're supposed to do. So as long as you...
That's you told me to throw that at Frank for Christmas.
You believe in it, they turn up.
So
if
do you know what's happened now, though?
Roll that dice, arsehole. Go for gold.
No, so we've been doing over the last few years, I was like, fuck, Santa Claus getting all the credit. The motherfucker does nothing. So all the shit presents come from Santa, all the mean ones come from us. And so
Santa's in charge of undies.
Yeah,
socks,
just fucking
stationery.
Oh, cool, I got a new lunchbox. Fuck you, Santa. Ask for toys. So he's got beef with Santa already, and I was like, Santa won't come if you don't believe in him, mate. He's like, Santa gets all the dumb presents anyway. He didn't give me anything I asked for.
Santa Claus can get fucked.
Where's my fucking bike?
It's so well done.
Attention, snipers! Gear up and hold your positions. It's time to load up some war stories. Your tales from the front line, brought to life. Prepare to fire.
This one from Anonymous in Sydney. Fuck it, I'll tell you where you're from. Under the category of sex work. Hello, fellas and fellettes. A bit of a funny story, and also a shout out to you blokes for helping me make money. Stay tuned.
Sick.
I've been giggling over your sex work related episodes for months now, and have always appreciated how you boys talk about sex work, never having it come from the derogatory place and always respecting the girls doing it, because it's the oldest fucking profession.
You guys are artists.
Yeah, and there is something. Once again, not to make this to drag this away from. Fuck it, I'll just say the story and we'll get on with it.
Yeah.
But I just think there's something.
Cool.
There is something.
Shut up, man.
There's something. There is something impressive about, like, you wouldn't go to like an amateur masseuse. You go to a fucking top notch one.
Anybody that's awesome at their craft, I got respect
Yeah.
for. I don't care what it is.
Professionals pay professionals to do professional jobs. Anyway,
Even hitmen.
here's a giggle for you. I've been a stripper in Australia for the past few years. A couple of months ago, I was doing a lap dance with a friend in our respective club to two sweet blokes in their mid-20s. It was nearing the end of the night and the club was pretty quiet, and thanks to the liquid confidence ingested throughout the night and the subsequent beer goggles, which had me swooning over the client I was dancing for, I decided to pull out the big guns and try and impress my guy with a little party trick. I fucking love these.
I never thought about that dynamic.
Totally.
I think
You know-
because they've just got like a smorgasbord of munters coming through, and every now and then there'll be a diamond in the rough.
So there's a thing called hot guy tax, and if you've fucking been given hot guy tax, it's pretty fucking classic. You be in a strip club, if you're surrounded by fucking hammered battlers, chances are that if you were to engage in some form of conversation or even request the services of one of these incredible young ladies, then they will fucking give you at least a 50% discount or double the length of time at which you'd normally be doing it for, so they don't have to be out on the floor getting fucking oogled at by these pieces of shit that are out there.
Oh.
So when you go to Vegas, hot guy tax is a real thing. It's fucking classic because they're normally dealing with battlers. If you're a semi-decent looking person that's not hammered in a fuckwit, it goes a very long way in these institutions. Anyway, I explained to him that I could do a headstand on his lap with his legs in a classic man spread. I would balance my shoulders on his knees, kick my legs up with the help of his hands holding onto my waist in order to shoot my legs up into the sky. Needless to say, the boy was easily convinced on this idea and we began to execute the plan. With my head between his thighs, shoulders on his knees, and hips comfortably in his hands, I kicked my legs up and proceeded in performing a headstand. After what had been several tequila shots and a few margaritas, I decided to add to the performance by whipping out some fancy leg choreography. Legs went swinging up and down and around in circles, and while I felt very accomplished, I likely looked like a drunken grasshopper attempting synchronized swimming. After continuing this choreography for a good 20 seconds came the finale. And with one final dramatic swoop, I swung my legs back together in a big old clack. And as I did so, I must have sucked in a bit of air, which proceeded to loudly queef directly into the man's face.
Didn't pay for that, did ya? Well, maybe he did.
Anyway, again, this was the end of the night, and so the music was soft, and my human ham mug sounded like Donald Duck being run over by a semi-truck.
Human hand mug.
Yeah. It was so loud and abrasive, I quickly swung down onto the floor and tried to play it off by returning to my seat next to the poor man who had just had a symphony of birth canal trumpet directly deposited into his face. And to my absolute dismay, the remainder of the air came thundering out as I sat down alongside him. Fuck you, poor thing. I was absolutely and suddenly mortified and left the dance early. He was too polite to say anything and I never saw him again. Anyway, I now frequently get clients to listen into your body, and we sit in private rooms bonding over episodes and laughing our asses off over your show. Fuck, you're a champion. I met a fellow listener of the potty and was able to connect over your older episodes, leading to him booking me for 4 hours straight as we drank piss and laughed alongside together. Fuck yes!
Yes.
Thank you for helping me pay my rent and make bank from fellow sickos. Love to you all. Go deep, go long, up the waz. That could possibly be one of the fucking greatest bits of correspondence we've had.
2 months ago, Australia was our third highest listened to region. Now
Thank
number
you.
one. Thank you, Anonymous.
That
Doing
is
God's work. Well, the devil's work.
Yeah, that is so good. Thank you very much. Yeah. I'll be interested to see if you are a person that is a stripper, you know, as much as this person here, the anonymous one that just wrote in, what sort of, like in terms of good behaviour, that would be, you know, like, is that sort of stuff applauding and going well done, or being silent and letting you do your job? Is it kind of like a
awkward? They wanted to rack up. They need a crowd going. They need atmosphere. Need lots of clapping, chahoing. Yeah, I'd like to know if you're working, say, 1-2 days a week, which many of them do, just especially for stag do season. How much wedge can you make off that in a year?
Snipers, ready up. It's war story time.
This from Nige James, South Australia. G'day, fellas. Love the potty. My best mate growing up got himself in a new and wonderful predicament every weekend and could do a podcast just on his stupid antics. But here's just one for you. We had just finished school and a group of us decided to go on a cruise. 4 18-year-old lads in the cheapest room we could get for 12 nights of solid beers cruising the Pacific. Great idea. The cheapest room meant we were on water level with no opening window. Just a glass porthole to look out of. We boarded the boat about 1 p.m. and the group decision was to absolutely fucking send it on night one. In our group, we had that one mate. Let's call him Luke because that's his fucking name. As soon as he had a few beers under his belt, he would do the piss house trick but not leave. Piss house trick?
Well, you just like the shit house shuffle.
Oh, okay, the Houdini.
Yeah.
Just sneak away from us and go searching for single ladies. So after 6 cocktails, we lost him as expected. Fast forward till last drinks and my mate turns back up. Even though we all knew, we still asked, where have you been? He said he had met a beautiful lady and had got to know her. He described our room situation. They decided to find a secluded deck and chat. Found one right at the front of the boat. Isolated little deck right at the front. Perfect for the moment. Just like a fucking scene from Titanic. Except it turned a little more X-rated and old mate got a little blowy. Then they parted ways. The next morning we were hungover, laying in bed, waiting for the bar to open. So I was flicking through the TV channels on board and came across a live stream channel. It live streamed a camera from the front of the boat straight to their website and to every TV on the boat. Right at that moment, old mate Luke rolls over in his bed and looks at the screen and goes, "Hey, what is that?" "That's the deck I got my blowy on last night." He had taken his lovely lady to the deck that was live streamed to the fucking planet. Luckily, it was 2005, and unless people were watching it live, we can't watch it again. Thanks, fellas and fellas. Keep up the good work. P.S. His nickname is Shanbeer Pig, because his cock was a different colour to the rest of his skin, like the man bear pig leg on South Park. The man bear pig leg on South. I'm gonna have a look at that.
Shanbeer Pig.
Even by itself, eh? Do we want to see? There's a wee video here. Man bear pig versus Satan, 236. Okay, that makes more sense now.
It makes way more sense.
Great, thank you.
Shanbeer Pig, well done.
Awesome, great work there. That was a fucking great war story.
Do you reckon that you've ever been busted on the job? Like, to that length, like where you've actually put on a display and, you know, like thought that no one could see, but someone definitely had seen?
I don't think so, but I was just thinking that feeling must be an odd one right at the end when you turn around. Like there was a famous one in Christchurch, South Island, New Zealand.
Yeah.
Where there was a whole bar watching someone peg not his missus up against a window at a law firm. And obviously that marriage broke up. But that was like on the news and on the front page of all of our news websites.
Yeah, that would be
But there's this,
fucking rough.
like, no, I'm not talking to that level, but like, let's say you're with your actual partner, and you're chipping away, and then you turn around and there's like about 5 or 6 people watching from afar. There'd be a little bit of a, oh God, and then a little, hey, like fist pump, like, hey, I got laid. Like you have to own it, wouldn't you? You're not like
100%
slinking away from that. You got to turn around and give it a double fist pump, don't you?
The I know whatever sexual moves you're into, mate, but yeah, there's got to be some. There's got to be. I reckon there needs to be a certain level within a person where if you're not going out of your way to be an exhibitionist and it just so happens that you're busted doing it, that you really need to embrace that moment and go, how fucking classic is this? Not like scramble away like fucking cockroaches when a fucking light gets turned on behind the fridge.
Yeah, totally.
Not for radio with Jay and Dunc. Yummy.
Random question for you, Jay.
Yes.
What's the last video that you've seen online that you regret seeing? I've got two. I'll start, give you guys time to think. So I was watching this one, the dude was filming another bloke with this fucking massive tree, and he was cutting it down, and the guy was sort of saying, oh, you've got the, I don't even know what you call them, you know how they bang those peg things in to make it fall the right way? And he's like, oh, his chainsaw's about to get stuck here. He's sort of commentating all the shit he's doing wrong.
Yeah.
And then he goes, oh, he's standing on the side in which it's going to fall. So you better run and get out of the way, the right way to get out of the way. And he goes, oh, no, he's running the wrong way. And it falls, and this dude's fucking sprinting. And this massive tree just fucking splats this dude into the grass.
I know.
It's a faraway shot.
The tree's here and he runs off that way and
Yep.
it goes boom.
You've seen it.
Yeah, I've seen it.
I regret seeing that. The other day, there was also another one that we didn't watch the end of that I showed you in the office.
Yeah.
And it was, dude forgets he's not actually clicked in while rock climbing. And so it's like an indoor rock climbing thing. And he gets all the way up and then obviously pushes off. And then it doesn't catch him because he's not clicked in. And he's fucking in like an elite level fucking one up. And as soon as he pushed off, I was like, me and you were like, nope!
Yeah.
Like, click the phone shut and didn't watch it. Even the idea of that, because I know, like, my brain can do the work and figure out what that would have been like at the end. And it landed on not fucking good oos. No. I regret that.
The
I
last
didn't have a fucking choice in that. It's not like I went search for any of them either.
Yeah, the one, there was a fucking plight of just an absolute plague of them that went round, and it was these cartel, these fucking gruesome cartel beheading sort of killing thing. And there was one which was fucking so grim, and I remember exactly where I was sitting when I saw it. It was in the old studio at ZM in the old building, like that's how long ago it was. And I was sitting there watching it, and there was like a fucking proper mental disconnect, like an out-of-body experience. Like, I can't actually be watching this, or that actually isn't a person, or this is a movie. And then it just came slamming back into my body and was just like, you just felt fucking physically sick straight away. And it was fucking crook. And there will never, ever, ever be anything that even comes remotely close to that shit. And it was like, it would have been 5 seconds of image. And I was like, hey, what the, oh my fucking, and just fucking zoop, bang.
Can't undo that. I'm glad I haven't ever seen that. One last thing I want to squeeze in for today's episode.
What about the shark attack in Egypt?
Oh, fuck that.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Jay goes, have a look at this bloke. You know what? As a rule of thumb, if anybody ever says to you or sends you a message and it starts with, he won't do that again.
Yeah.
Don't fucking watch it.
No.
Jay comes around the side of the radio studio desk and he was like, here, have a look at this, shark attack. And I was like, oh, yeah. And the dude's getting whipped around by the shark, so it bites him. And then he's like, his top half is out of the water. There's blood pouring out. He's still talking. The people are going, oh my God, what the fuck's happening in the film? They're still filming. And he's like, help, help, help. And he's getting violently whipped around, like faster than a human should be able to move in water.
It looks like he's like fucking chest deep he's in the Red Sea off of Egypt.
And then the kicker is, so obviously he just ends up disappearing. The shark just swallows the motherfucker whole, the poor bloke. And then Jay goes, it's in 1.5 meters of water. And I was like, ah, God damn it. Every time I go swimming, I'm in 1.5 meters of water.
Yeah.
It's fucking full on.
There's an Australian...
Someone thought about uploading that just for the views.
It was on the news. That was a news clip.
Yeah, but someone filmed that on their phone. They either gave it to the news station or they were like, upload, people need to see this. Guess what? They fucking didn't.
Yeah.
And they don't.
No. Fuck, it's pretty heavy, not going to lie.
There's no one else like me, Jay. Okay, I'm just going to go down here because I've got a special batch for Not For Fucking Radio.
You save them?
Okay. Emily Voshang drank a full glass of milk curdled with cow piss. We don't know why. We didn't ask. Rock Sills. He climbed the outside of a 7-story hotel during spring break in South Padre, Texas back in 1985 because youth is a disease.
Shit.
Jimmy McMillan ran a chainsaw down his own leg, still has the leg, we think. David Proud tattooed a W on each butt cheek. When he bends over, it says, wow. And does a headstand, it can say, mom. Joel Jackson had a hand grenade go off in his face in 1992 in Fort Riley, Kansas. Somehow he lived to tell the tale.
Fucking hell.
Jeez, that's wild. You got some in your email.
This one just popped up, which is fucking random in its own right. We had a district manager we named the Muppet because everything to him was phenomenal. However, he would say this word in the same tone as the Manamana song from the Muppet Show. Phenomenal. Phenomenal. I really like that. It's quite good.
It's very funny.
Paul Milton. Back when I was 21 and immortal, I was riding my de-restricted Sports 125, ironically to a doctor's appointment, riding like a cross between Valentino Rossi and Evel Knievel, or so I thought. I failed to notice a car had stopped on a slip lane. I rode into it at about 60 miles per hour. I thought I was fucking dead. It went quiet like the cartoons. Turns out I was in the air.
Oh, shit.
Then I hit the ground, bounced along, came to a stop in the middle of the dual carriageway before running to safety. I narrowly avoided a car transporter, final damage, torn ligaments, dented fuel tank, blackened scrotum. 4 kids later, still riding bikes. Fucking sweet ass. Gordy Firth met a girl and went back to hers. She had a prosthetic leg, no worries. She whipped it off. What? He stuck a cushion under the... Oh, my fucking God.
Can you read this out?
It's a crook one. Met a girl and went back to hers. She had a prosthetic leg, no worries. She whipped it off. He stuck a cushion under the stump and did her in the ass. His words, not ours. What the fuck?
Okay, mate. Wow.
This one here, Benny Cliff set his ass on fire with a mate using a deodorant can and lighter, then jumped into a fish pond to put it out. Killed a fish, burned his beanbag, and still has a hairy ass 10 years later. Rest in peace, fish. Adam Monaco bashed his fake testicle with a hammer for a party trick. Fuck,
Oh, that's a beauty. There's a you wouldn't want to do that to the saline number. You could only do that to the silicon one, eh?
Nobody wins in that situation, no. Gail Taylor, while undergoing some strong meds, I serenaded the surgeon with "I love you, baby," as he cut her leg off below the knee. Fuck.
Is there many people that have been mid-amputation that have been hitting on the person doing the job? I would say there is no one else like you.
No, it's cool. They call it the fantasy drug, so it's kind of like you're there but you're not there. So there's disassociation with your body. You're kind of semi-conscious, but you don't feel anything, which is fucking terrifying. And then you don't remember it. Because there's a guy, so today when we were having lunch, there was my old next door neighbour. I saw him just across the way from where we were. He's an anaesthetist, and he would tell me all these fucking hilarious stories. Because when you go out, like when the lights switch out on you, you've still got probably 5 minutes of chat left in you.
Wow,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah, so you just, although you're kind of shutting down, you just basically...
Your brain's on autopilot.
Yeah, so you just start saying random shit. Maybe it's not 5 minutes, maybe it's less than that. Anaesthetists will know the level on which you get knocked out.
Let's put a note in. I'd like to hear some more of those buckled people chatting on the podcast. Fuck yeah.
Prosthetic leg with a stump.
Just thinking about, you know how the stumps always seem quite painful, especially leg ones. It's weird how they haven't sorted out like a way to make either the bone grow into like a big circle, so it's like a big rounded end as opposed to like a sharp stump hitting the skin.
Well, I think that there would be something like that. I think that there probably would be a capping of some sort.
Yeah,
maybe
I hope so.
If you are a surgeon that has done this, or you're a person that is an amputee, tell us what the procedure is. There's a guy I saw recently coming out. He had a motorcycle accident, and he just got out of hospital the other day. In his leg, he goes, it looks a bit sausagey at the bottom, but they said it always looks like this when you get out. So he was just just below the knee. So it went down, and then it kind of bulged out, almost looked like a bell end, you know?
How's Mark? I think his name's Mark Ingalls.
The mountain climber?
Yeah. Climbed Mount Everest with a double amputation. Fuck, it's incredible.
That's a crazy story. That's on real life. That's on Real Survival Stories.
Is it?
That's also, like, I don't know.
Actually, I think I've listened to that one because he lost his legs in Mount Cook, didn't he? Him and his mate died on the mountain, eh?
Yeah, there's the that is some of. Well, my kids love listening to that. We'll put the link to that podcast in the show notes because it is fucking majestic.
Right, that's all we've got time for. Thank you very much for supporting us. We appreciate you for choosing us. If you're not Sniper Elite, then you can do that by clicking on the show notes. Have a look at the description there. There's a link. Jump through. It's the best way to support the boys and the team to make great content and unlock about 200 extra episodes.
Special mention.
Yes.
And we will 100% keep this anonymous. But if you are the person that went into the strip club and paid a fucking awesome stripper for 4 hours of her time for you to listen to and reminisce on Not For Radio, I will fucking reward you. So please get in touch.
Yeah, great call.
Obviously, the person who is anonymous, we'll get in touch with them as well to see if it all sort of marries up, because no doubt you would have shared names by that stage. But if you feel like getting in touch, there will be a special prize for you, because you are a fucking legend. Both of yous.
Well, today's been a great day. Have yourself an even better night, and we'll be fucking back tomorrow or whenever it's going to be with more Not For Radio, because we love doing it. We still love it. It's bloody awesome to have you part of the ride. Go well, go long, go deep, go hard.
Up the waz.
Up the wires.